Sparty's back. Today, Ready Made Teams is going to be looking at Zero May Cry. 2 years ago, Evo 2023, Evasion and Jibrill made it out of 1,356 competitors to top 1 and 2 spots, fighting each other in grand finals using this specific team. So let's take a look into this team, the tools that it has, the mix-ups it has, and how to run a game playing this team together. So Zero, Dante, and Virgil is the team, and I'm going to be running through their tools, but today I've got a little treat for you. I'm going to stick on my input camera, so you might see up there top left, you can see my fingers here, and my inputs as we go, so that might help hopefully with learning how to do a little bit of the most difficult things with Zero and with Virgil, which for beginner to intermediate players tends to be a little bit of an off-putting thing. So I'll say it right now, Zero requires you to have a button held down whilst you play neutral and whilst you do your combos, and Virgil also requires you to hold a button down, and then releasing that button gives you a super good move, Buster for Zero and Round Trip for Virgil. It is important. If that sounds negative to you, like that's too much work, go pick Wolverine, Doom, Virgil. In fact, that still has Virgil on the team. Go pick something which doesn't have either Virgil or Zero on the team. But if you can get over that hurdle, and I promise you it is a small one, this team is broke. It fights everything else in the game, including KBR, including Morrigan, including Phoenix, but specifically a lot of the stuff which gives beginners a lot of trouble early on, like KBR's a big one, Hulk, Sentinel, and Hagar. Like Hagar's Lariat assist is a non-issue for Zero. There's so much that this team does that you don't even have to interact with Hulk. You can take out Nova, you can fight Morrigan on fair terms, and as well as that, like characters like Shenko, Felicia, Akuma, She-Hulk, no threat to you whatsoever when you learn this team. So with that being said, let's pick some characters and we'll have a look at Zero's tools first of all, his normals, his specials, and how to do his B&Bs. We'll do the same for Dante, the same for Virgil, and then we'll go through some more advanced tactics as we get into this. But let's jump in. Okay, first up, Zero here has... We have a look at him. Same set of normals, just like any other character. He's got light on the ground, stand light, which is... Look at the range on this bad boy. Look at the range on this bad boy. It's a light move. Its startup is 5 frames, which is really strong. Competitive move. It's really good against most characters. That's his slower normal, actually. Now, normally... video game designers, Capcom in particular, give you a low hitting light and a mid hitting standing light. So the low hitting one here, crouch light, has to be blocked crouching, and it's shorter range, but it's also quicker than his standing light. Normally it would be slower, so because it hits low, it would usually be slower, but this is a 4-frame normal, meaning that it will convert easier off anything which has, say, +5 or +6 advantage. You can have an easier time hitting crouch light off that than you would stand light. So that's a really quick, great button to have at close range. That is a 4-framer. Not many characters have a 4-frame light. Wolverine has a 4-frame stand light. Captain America has a 4-frame. I think it's his standing light, might be his crouching light. Ami has a 3-frame light, and Dark Phoenix has a 3-frame light. So he is in very good stead with a crouching light, which is 4 frames. Very good tool. So that's his stand light right there. Crouch light doesn't hit as far, but then his stand medium is a half-screen normal. It's not quite sort of like Virgil half-screen, sort of we're talking like that sort of range for him, or even worse, like his stand heavy. But Zero does have a pretty much, like if you're in any sort of like distance from your opponent, like you can dash up and hit that, maybe not quite that far, but you can dash up and hit that. It's got ridiculous range, and then links straight into his stand heavy, which is a multi-hitting normal, which will break armor for you against, for example, Hulk, and leads into his forward heavy, which you can cancel into launch, like so. So really good normals for ranged encounters and getting ranged confirms, like so. From this, he has his crouch heavy, which is mainly used for combos. There are some things for it, like if you do anything where you want a quick bit of extra damage, you can do lightning into crouch heavy and then launch again. Because crouch heavy at full scaling, if you do a full scale combo, does slightly more damage quicker than a stand heavy does. So like stand heavy will do 15 damage, 15,000 because it's 5 hits of 5,000. But I think you get 14,000 damage off 1 hit for the crouch heavy, which means you can get more damage quickly without adding as much hit stun deterioration. Nice for a little bit of damage. But in general, crouch medium, half screen low, stand medium, really good for confirming off things. Like for example, if you use Zero's teleport, which we'll get into shortly, let go of Buster and then dash stand medium or dash crouch medium, you can then convert off that with that dash stand medium because it's got such good range. Okay, so that's really strong. His jump light, you can instant overhead very big characters. His jump light's not much to talk about. His jump medium has decent range. It's not amazing, but it's decent. Again, it's mostly a combo tool, and it's also his main cancelable normal in the air. So if you look here, I can cancel into his dive kick with jump medium, but I cannot cancel jump heavy. If I do jump heavy, there's nothing I can do to cancel that. Even into Buster, like I can't cancel Buster out of the jump heavy. So his jump heavy, while good, we'll get to it in a second, can't be cancelled into it, whilst his jump medium might. So if you're to erring and want to do some fancy shenanigans, you have to do them out of his jump medium, or potentially if you haven't super jump, like haven't launched him, like you can use his jump S to cancel, so you can sort of cancel jump S into things, but I'll get to that shortly. So jump heavy is a multi-hitting normal, which is often called the pizza cutter because it's a spinning circle. You'll cut some pizzas up with this, and very good because it's multi-hitting, allows you to confirm hits, easier confirms as well. So if you just hit someone with that, into S, into a stand medium, and then you can continue the combo from there. Very good normal. It does hit all around Zero, but it isn't perfect. It isn't always going to win. So if someone hits you with a strong anti-air, you can be hit out of this. But it is good at making Zero's hitbox very small. Hurtbox very small, the area where you can hit him, and it gives him a big hitbox surrounding that, which is very good for most characters, most interactions. You will be beaten in some circumstances. It's not a catch-all tool. So very good to use. And jump S, very good for helping you hit confirms when you don't already have a Buster charged. You can use it for, say, unblockables in Sugenmu. So if you have Sugenmu, he gets a shadow behind him there, and the shadow hits behind him, and you can hit them high with the shadow at the same time as hitting him on the ground low. Jump S is quite good for that. It's also pretty big damage at 75 damage there. 75,000, but typically it's more used for if you do not have Buster charged like this. If I hit the medium, crouch heavy S, I can then hit them with a longer string, which gives me enough time to charge Buster, which is sometimes hard to do. So if you don't have Buster, if I just launch there and then medium, heavy, dive kick, and I didn't quite get it there, but it's better than just like doing medium and then hoping you have the Buster. It allows you to extend your time in the air using that. So his normals are pretty straightforward. You want to be in the air using his jump heavy quite a lot. It is very big on the hitbox, and you want to cancel it into S. Like if you're in the air here and you hit like that, you do want to cancel it into S and then dive kick medium and then release Buster, teleport down, which is quarter circle back and L. That'll come to you a little bit later. We'll have a look at that slightly later. But what you really want to be doing on the ground is challenge him with light into medium, maybe just medium. And sometimes if you are just feeling really lazy, just go in with a stand heavy, because the luxury of Zero is, like a lot of other characters, I main Wolverine, for example. Oh, just moving my camera there. I main Wolverine, for example, and Wolverine's requiring me to put a lot of pressure and thought into my pressure to make sure I have, like, the right moments to mix up. Let me just fix that camera there. There we go. I want to pressure and mix up at the right time, so I need to have an assist available and get a cross-up with Wolverine. Zero can pretty much just do a lot of pressure, where he's just like getting pressure and dashing up with plus frames and continuing to put that pressure on until the opponent decides I'm panicking and I want to press a button. And the point with Zero is it's never really the opponent's turn unless they push block you beautifully and just at the right time so that your assist isn't synchronized with your offense. You can continue to pressure your opponent all the time, and eventually they will falter. And then maybe you pressure them enough that you've learned that they're just going to try and sit and block now, and now you just do a cross up and then get a convert into a full combo. So stand heavy on its own is good. Now, the reason I'm going to say that stand heavy is good, because at first, you have to learn how to use his specials, and the one I'm going to really focus on here is Buster. You can see me charging it here. I have to hold down a button. It can be any of light, medium, or heavy, and I'm going to hold that down to charge level 3 Buster, which is his orange one. You can hold it for a short amount of time and charge his blue one, but his blue one can actually be cancelled by an opponent hitting it with a normal. It can literally be cancelled out just by that, like literally, like, oh, if I can time that right. Come on, Doom. Huh? Come on. There you go. So you can punch it away. It is possible to negate it just by touching it. I don't think that's the case with the blue. Oh, that's a bit faster, actually. How do I time that? Probably not. But the green one's a little bit more durable. Takes a little bit longer to charge. So if you're charging it, the blue one's a short one. The green one takes a bit longer. The level 3 Buster is the big one. This does a lot of damage. During combos, especially late on. It's got good durability. So, for example, if I was with Doom to do a heavy plasma beam, it will fight through most of that heavy plasma beam. Look at that. It's a three hit super duper move. And the reason it's super duper is because normally if I do anything, I can cancel into other specials. So Zero has a fireball, which is quarter circle forward and light, medium or heavy. Get into those in a second. And that would be the end of it. So if I was going to do a string and they were blocking, I could do like the string, forward heavy, and then a fireball. That would be the end of my string. We're back to neutral and my pressure is over. However, Zero can do the fireball and then call Buster, and the beautiful thing about Buster is if I just program Doom to hold up here in a second, so if I just program him to hold up now, so he's going to block and then he's going to hold up. Oh no, I messed that up. Let me get my charge first. We pretty much left the ground at the exact same time. After you've busted, you are pretty much plus on hit at all times because your normals, your buttons are so much faster than theirs, typically. So if we do something like that into Buster, I can then press another button before they can press a button on me. Which means it's always my turn if they don't push block correctly, which is really good once you start pairing that with assists and going into his power-up mode. Because you can just keep pressuring and keep getting in there and calling assists multiple times until you end up getting a hit left, right on the cross-up. So you can mix them up left and right, or doing something like a high-low mix-up. You've got so many options, and that's what keeps him plus. So this button here, I have to hold it. I'll get into the combo in a second and how we hold it for combos, but we have to be moving about holding this. So remember, you dash with 2 buttons. So I will generally, with Zero, I will generally move about using his teleports, using his air dashes, going backwards and forwards like this, using his lightnings. But Zero's Buster is integral to this. So I can move about with Buster and then get in and call an assist after it. I can lightning from neutral and then still dash around if I want using wave dashes or forward and back movement like this. However, you can Plink dash around if you learn to Plink S into either light and medium or medium and heavy. So if you press S, well, I'm holding heavy right now and pressing S and then pressing L and M right after it, but that's quite advanced. I tend not to even do this in matches. You can move around with Zero without any need to do that. But the most important thing is that you start to learn how to hold that button down and just move around in trainer mode a bit. And speaking of movement, I will get into his other specials in a moment, but his forward dash carries him nearly full screen. And all you've got to do is press it once, and he sort of runs along as if he's like a King of Fighters character. He will get most of the screen all the way across there. And if you want to just do 2 dashes, you can do. Or 1 dash into a button gets you pretty much full screen. But the big thing to note is, look at how fast he moves away backwards. So I can move away. 1 back dash gets me all that way. But he accelerates so fast at the start of the dash. So if I press that back dash and then crouch and then do another one, I'm pretty much taken so far away that the fastest characters in the game with the fastest forward movement will have a hard time catching me here. So he moves away at tremendous speed, which is the biggest, most wonderful thing, because you can be getting in their face and then, right, I want to back off right now, boom, and you're full screen, and you can throw a fireball and cancel into busted. Do whatever you want. Get your Sugenmu up. You've always got the option of Zero to gain space, which is a wonderful thing in a game like Marvel vs. Capcom, where movement is the most wonderful tool you have available at your disposal. Your movement options are the thing which keeps you alive and helps you beat players who are at a similar level or even higher level to you. If you have good movement, you're going to be very hard to compete against. Okay. So, we've shown his first special there, his Buster, which is really important because it allows him to cancel out of his other specials. Normally you do a DP, you're dead, but in this game you can combo out of his DP by using that Buster. So we've got different moves. You saw his DP there, he's got a, is it 5 hits? 5 hit heavy one, 3 hit medium one, and a 1 hit light one. Typically you won't be using these on point because they do not have invincibility, they're just quick. You can use them as desperation, so if you're like in the middle of like a stand heavy and someone like Virgil does his maximum Virgil super, this one here, that move, you might suddenly like, right, I've already got stuck in this, I need a quick physical hit and do a DP to try and hit Virgil out of it. Maybe you do the same to like Wesker or some other characters, right? You might use it for edge cases like that, but typically you use it either in combos if you're going to do something like that. Forgive me, but I don't like it because I'm inconsistent with hitting it like that. I don't care for it, honestly. So you would use it either as an assist to help Virgil combo. So for example, you would pick this assist and then use it like this. I just missed. Come on. So that you can continue combos with Virgil, but on point you won't use it. You've got light fireballs, medium fireballs, and heavy fireballs. The light one takes a second to start up. It's slightly slower on start up, but it is very slow moving. You see that? Light one, medium one. Medium one's much faster. It's also much faster on start up too. Can I throw these at about the same rate? Rangeki, 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 Rangeki. It's about the same rate that they come out with. So I think it's the same total frames, roughly, that the light and the medium one have. Just the medium one starts up fast but has more recovery. The light one starts up slow but recovers more quickly. But they do have different purposes. So if you think about it, a light one allows you to be all the way in their face by the time it hits. So the slower the fireball in fighting games, the more control you get from it, because you're able to move after it. The fast one is good, but I can only start moving pretty much as it's hit full screen. And then the heavy one is basically 2 fireballs together, a bit of a mix. It's like sort of in the middle. I can move before it hits, but I can't quite get over to them like I can with the light one. Okay. Now with this, you've got different options. So if you throw like a light fireball and then release Buster, you can get all the way over there to convert that. I'll try it one more time. Try it one more time. I can't do it, but you can see the point here, that you can combine your different fireballs and convert off them on hits. I suppose that might be corner exclusive. Can I get them over there? If you move over there. Yeah, I'm going to have a hard time getting the mid-screen like that, but it gives you options. Yeah, even mid-screen. But now I have a fireball that I'm chasing in after, which again is just more frame advantage for me. So you can use these in different ways. The heavy one is the most durability, and if you have a heavy one that you throw... Oh wait, I forgot. I didn't have the plasma being recorded anymore, did I? You could throw a heavy one, release a Buster, and now you've got a lot of durability on your side, which allows you to then be more free with your assist calls, so you can put Virgil out there. Like so, just do a Buster and call Virgil. You've got more options using a fireball into the Buster and releasing it like that to zone. And you can also, again, cancel again out of your Buster into things like Sugenmu, which gives you shadows, which allows you to do multiple fireballs in a row. Zero has a lot going for him, he really does. So not only can he cancel specials like other characters can't cancel them, he has to cancel that into a special, which he can then cancel into his extremely safe super. So fireballs you will be using dramatically, like quite a lot. Sorry, just let me make a slight adjustment here. Do that for my music. There we go. So with this, you'll use those a lot, but you'll also be using, while we have the DP and the fireball, you'll also be using his other special, which is his teleport here. So he has a light one, which goes a medium distance, a short distance. He's got his medium one, which goes a long distance. And he's got his heavy one on the ground, which takes him upwards, which is quite nice for a lot of mobility options. Because if you remember, assists in this game can't be called out of super jump, but they can be called when you take yourself into the air, like that. So if you go into the air and then call an assist while you're up there, it's harder for your opponent to do anything about it. Because one of the fundamentals of Marvel is, if you've got an assist, you want your assist to be a distance away from you, which means that they can't happy birthday you. You do not want you to be next to your character, because you do not want them to be able to hit both characters at the same time and get a happy birthday combo on you and kill two of your characters at the same time. Zero has a really easy time calling assists while up in the sky up here, basically. If you super jump, you can't call assist up here. It'll only come out when you land. But if you jump and then do that and then dash around, you can call your assist, get a combo started or start your pressure from all the way up at the top of the screen. Same thing goes for lightning as well, because you can then use air dashes and then convert off any sort of like hits that you get down there, preventing them from calling their assists, enabling you to get pressure out of any situation. So the heavy teleport's really nice for that. It allows you to keep your buster or charge your buster whilst doing it. Whereas if you did use lightning, which I'll get to next, you then need to cancel into buster and then start charging buster again in time for your next combo. So that heavy teleport's really good for movement options. But you got to be careful, because if you think about it, you only have 3 specials, and that's a special, that's a special, and if I want to do another special after doing buster release, I now can't. I can't do any specials after that. I run out, so I have to be careful that I can only use 3 specials in the air, unless I do something like DP, in which case I can do lots more specials if I buster cancel that, but that's a rare case. So with this, the teleports are really good on the ground, because it allows you to, you've got jam session there, and then you can teleport through and cancel into buster. Really good for that. But also in the air, the medium one does the same thing. So the medium one does the same thing. I think slightly less range. Yeah, slightly less range in the air. You see my distances are changing here. But it does allow us to do things like this, which I'm not too keen on. I prefer to use the lightning through, buster, and then teleport down. So the light teleport on the ground does this, but in the air does this, which, as you can see, is really quick and really, really quickly allows me to get to the ground. Even from like up here, I can get to the ground super quick. Like that. Now, what that's very good for is, well, combos like this, like that, getting, mid-screen confirms like this. A really easy way to get full confirms is teleport down into stand heavy, and then do your next loop after that, your next launch loop. But it's also very good for mixing up. So use this light one. If you jump and light teleport, it looks like you're going to be in the air, so the opponent has to block high. They'll be like, you're up there, let me block high. But then you teleport down low and hit them with crouch light, which is really powerful. So if you do something like this, and then they see Zero going high, but then you can teleport down. You can either do it really quick for opponents who have very quick reactions, or you can do it for slow reactions, a bit slower. So if you go and then... Oh, that was a bit too soon. Try that again. They will see you in the air and expect that heavy, or something like that, right? And then you teleport down into that. So very good for combos, very good for movement. So if you do something like... oops, like that. I say like that. If you do it lightning, cancel it to buster... like that, you can get confirms and stay safe the whole time, right? Which brings me to his lightnings. He has 3 lightnings, and these are really important for his movement, for his combos, for his pressure. Lightning there, the light one, it does 5 hits, 100k damage, but it scales really well. So late in combos, you're going to be doing a lot of damage with that. And you might be tempted to do what I've just done right there, which is to release buster and then do a lightning, but that's bad. You want to work on releasing lightning and then teleporting down. So release lightning with your buster and then teleport. Don't do buster. So if I did like release lightning, buster, and then release lightning again, that is unsafe. If you do buster into lightning, they can punish you before the lightning hits, right? So you want to get into the habit of doing buster to cancel the start of a lightning, and you can pretty much cancel it the moment you input the lightning. and then get into the habit of teleporting down into it. So, or you can, you know, do skank stuff like that and call assist. You can teleport medium, but it's a much rarer situation. You'd be much better off just teleporting to the ground for safety, because again, his buttons are ridiculous. So, light one goes down, essential for combos. Medium one goes horizontal across. So if you've got a character who is sort of like all the way over there. Whoops, all the way up. Anyway, they're over there, they're coming in. You can do a full screen lightning like that across. You can do a lot with that. And the heavy one gets you all the way up to the top of the screen, allows you then to convert off things up there. So you can go up to the top of the screen and then come back down. Now, you've seen me use it a few times. He's got a dive kick, which the arc is almost like 45 degrees downwards. It's a little bit less than that. So you got this nice little screen cover here, which you can then cancel upon landing into Buster, or you can cancel it on the way down into Buster. It's cancelable at any point, just like lightning is. So the heavy one does that. The medium one is a bit steeper, so it doesn't really take you the same way, but can be good for faking out and stopping them from... So if you go up into the sky there, you can then come down almost straight down, which stops them from trying to charge underneath you and get out underneath if they expect you to go up in the air. So this allows you to sort of cover a few more angles like this. You can come down in front like that. These are good for combos because, like I said before, you can do the heavy version mid-screen like this and combo as a result of it. But if you try the medium one mid-screen, you come down too far away from them. They get knocked down over there, and you now can't pick them up for an OTG. The heavy one does. Both the heavy and the medium do allow you to pick up off the ground. This is your main OTG move, because you can cancel it on hit. You hit them off the ground, cancel into Buster upon hit, and then do a lightning, and then launch them again for another series. It's really good for movement and for just offense in general. If you're up there... Oops, game just froze up a little bit there. You can then convert off that on hit and get pressure on block, and if they do block it and you're really worried about them having maybe blocked it in the air, landing and escaping recovery and punishing you, you can just cancel that move straight into Buster. Like, upon landing like that, straight into Buster, straight into a combo, right? And those are the main ones of his specials. The only thing I've not covered, if that's heavy, this is medium, and this is the light one. The light one doesn't have a hitbox. It doesn't do anything. It literally doesn't do anything, but it does allow him to stall his movement in the air, right? Which is quite useful for when... Let me just kill a character here, I'll show you what I mean. It's quite useful for when you want to time your next mix-up on the next character. So if we do a combo here... Keep it simple. Demonstrate a type of combo that you can do. This is the goal. This is what you're aiming for. Into a lightning loop. And I missed it. Now I've got this here. And I want to stall myself in the air using those dive kicks like that. And then one more combo. Show it again. Maybe a slightly better demonstration this time. Dash. I wouldn't do a medium lightning, but you get the point there. You can dash and stall yourself in the air, ready for a mix-up. Remember, you only have 3 air actions, so once you've used 3 of those, you can no longer do another lightning. Oops. 1, 2, 3. Can't do a lightning. In fact, you can't even release Buster when that happens. You see the way Buster just disappeared without being released? That's because I'd already used my 3 specials, and Buster just faded into nothingness. So, from there... We've got our normals, specials, and his best special of all covered, which is his Buster. Let's just have a quick look at his supers. He does have a super, which OTGs, so you can do this super, quarter circle forward, and any 2 attack buttons. That OTGs, it does reasonable damage, but it's not the best in the world. And he also has his lightning, which is, if I just give myself some meter here, we get some recovery there. I've got lightning here, so I can do with lightning anything, and the shadow does the same thing after me. So I do 1 hit moves like that, and the second one comes out. If I do a fireball, a second one comes out, second Buster comes out, second dive kick comes out, a second lightning comes out. You get the point, right? That's really good for both neutral but also amazing for combos. In fact, it's amazing for both because this move recovers pretty much instantly. I think it has 1 frame of recovery. So if the opponent is doing anything and you want to keep Zero safe, you can just cancel into Sogenmu and then instantly act out of it, including blocking, right? This is really important for keeping Zero safe, but again, also for completing combos with him. Like these lightning loops. Oh, one thing that I forgot to really mention again, I did show it off before, but if you do lightning and then release Buster, you can instantly cancel it, which allows you to cut off sections of the screen very, very quickly. You can cut off whole angles of the screen, right? Which allows you to do, you know, little extensions and little bits of pressure, and allows you to keep yourself safe. So if you want to stop someone from going up in the air, you can do that. So they try and get in the air, they get caught by that lightning, you've got a jam session coming, you teleport behind. There's a million ways to combine Zero's tools with assists, and it comes down to you, the player. The better you get, the more you practice, the better you get at Zero, the better your game's going to become, right? Now, let's have a look at his B&B. His B&B starts like this, right? Light, medium, heavy, and he's got a multi-hit heavy. And notice what I'm doing right now. I have my finger right there on the light button still. What I did was light, medium, heavy, forward, heavy, and I'm still holding light the whole time, so that when I launch and do a launch series, by the time I've landed, I've got my Buster charged so that I can land and do dive kick into Buster, that release there. So light, medium, heavy, forward, heavy, launch, medium, medium, heavy, S, dive kick, Buster, and then a lightning. And that's your first loop done. Really simple. Like this, and watch that Buster charge. Like that. And then I can launch them again. Medium, medium, down, heavy, S. Dive kick, Buster. And then on that lightning, cancel into Sogenmu. And then do some lightnings. So, what I will advise is you to go away and watch my lightning loop tutorial, because lightning loops are very, very detailed. I think my lightning loop tutorial alone is like 20 minutes. So I'm going to leave you to go and learn that. I'll link it in the description below, and in the comments, I'll probably pin a comment with it in there as well. Have a look there, and that'll teach you how to do the full B&B with Zero and how to do lightning loops. The only thing I will advise you on, my main tip for lightning loops, is that they are slower than you think they are. You do jump, Buster, lightning, and you got a big jump before that next lightning. You really want to emphasize for yourself here how high you want to be when you do the next lightning. It's actually really slow. You don't want to do the Tiger Knee versions, because when you do those, you actually lose a lot of damage for no reason. Because just to demonstrate here, if I can actually finish one. Right, Doom's on 350 health. Or I've done 350 damage before the lightning loop, right? That's one lightning loop, 600,000 damage with the little added extra extension on the end there. That means that every loop does like 500, 550k. Which means that given that every character in the game is usually around about 950, you need to do a 400k damage combo and then finish with a lightning loop, which means that pretty much off like any scaled confirm, whatever you do, like your combo is going to kill. Like, this is why this guy's pretty good, because off every hit he kills, right? And then after that, you get some ambiguous mix-up, which leads into another layer, which leads into Sogenmu, which means you get to call your assists again, which means you get to kill the opponent, right? Absolutely ridiculous. What I will cover very briefly in this is mid-screen combos, because this is a killer for you. You get lots of different confirms with Zero, and two things that you need to know are how to do a standard mid-screen confirm, which you can do in multiple different ways. Use your assists. Oh, not like that. Use your assists, or do it solo, and then maybe use assists at the end. So there's different ways you can do it, but typically light, medium, heavy S, medium, medium, heavy S, dive kick buster. You want to teleport down, dash S. That's usually the standard one. So you can leave that S quite late there, and then dash up S there. A little bit tricky. The timing is hard. You might find solo it's easier to do something like this. Medium, medium, heavy, medium, and then jump again. So you can actually link, like jump, crouch heavy, like jump too heavy, resolve, and do a medium there, and then do a couple more mediums, and then cancel into buster, into lightning, and then launch again like that. You can do it that way. You can do it with the dive kick, like this. Medium, medium, dive kick. It really depends on your level of execution and if you've got an assist available. But typically, like if jam session hits here, I'm going to get like that confirmed there, into that, and then take them over to the corner, call my rapid slash. Oh, I missed the dive kick there. That's one thing. If you hold it forward and then do a dive kick, you can accidentally get a lightning like that. So let's practice that again. Jam session hits. You can do any confirm you want off that, but I quite like that confirm because it allows me to think I'm cool. That's all I do it for. And then finish off like this. Okay, so that's one way to do it. If we have a look at another way to do it, like literally like off a jam session hit, you can confirm like that. Like really simple stuff. I'm hoping you're able to get that. And from my instructions there, and using the footage of the hitbox down here too. So that's the standard B&B, and like I've been showing, you can get 2 launches with this character. However, if you start the combo with Buster, you don't have Buster charged here, and you have to cut the combo short. And you can cut it short a few ways. But the general gist is, if you can get 2 launches normally out of a standard confirm like that, you can get 1 launch or 1.5 launches out of a Buster confirm. So I'll show you what I mean by like 1.5. So I can't do a full one like that next. Crouch heavy, jump too heavy, and into S is about the maximum I can get off that combo, right? It's like 1.5 loops, because the second one I'm literally launching into jump heavy and then pressing S. It's not a full loop, but does let me charge Buster again. Like that. And that's the aim of the game here. We need Buster charged. The thing is with this combo, and with this general thing, sorry, with zero combos in general, always err on the safe side. So you can do really complex, really advanced, super long combos like this, into the extension into Virgil, into an extension into Dante. Oh, it dropped. It's unfortunate. That dropped combo means I lost like 150k damage before my super. But I could have just done super at any point there and got the kill. Like, I really don't need to do a big advanced combo. I can literally do the simplest combo known to man and then kill for it. Because he's down to like 500k already. My super does 500k. When I do a lightning loop, 500k is just like spat onto the opponent. Like, we are spitting. So we want to always err on the safe side. Depending on your confirm, like, always make sure you get the knockdown. Always make sure... embarrassing. Always make sure that you get the confirm into the combo, right? You can do a couple of extensions if they are safe to do for you. You're confident in them, but generally, just get to your lightning loops. If you get to your lightning loops, they're going to die, right? One thing I will explain quickly is this extension. So, after Buster Lightning, I like to, if you see the order there, I press Virgil, then S. I sort of do them like one then, like that. You can see on my hands there, I do it like but it's a bit quicker than that. So I get the OTG Buster into Lightning, and then tap assist, then S, launch them, and then jump, press S again, and then press S again with a little delay. So it's going to look something like and a little delay to give me the maximum knockdown time. Because sometimes you do Buster and then very quickly do that, and you need a moment there just to charge it. And that's typically when you do something like Buster and then the dive down. You need a bit more time right there to charge the Buster. need a bit of delay. Now, the same thing is true for the other extension with with Dante's jam session that I told you to do before. You do dive kick buster. You have to call jam session early, super jump up, and when you super jump up, you do a medium lightning, a delay, and then so we shot again, and then a buster into a light lightning like that. So both of those are huge extensions. You build a lot of meter out of them. Like if we just quickly turn off my recovery there. Like when I do one of these extensions, I go from having like 3/4 of a bar. Like that extension has just built me another like half bar, 60% of a bar on top of it. Same thing goes for Dante with jam session. Like so if we start from this position again with 3/4 of a bar. Same sort of thing. In fact, actually, the Virgil extension built me more bar. It might be good to prioritize the Virgil extension. If you've got both assists left and you didn't, like, say, get a combo starting like this and then getting a combo like that, use the Virgil assist. The extension's so much meter and so much damage for such an easy extension that, again, he's on 530 damage there. I only need to do 1,000,000. I'm going to well do that with a lightning loop. Just always get to your lightning loops, no matter what, okay? Last thing I'm going to show you is very quickly, like, a very simple idea of a block string with 0 here. So with this, if I set the dummy to... Where is it? Oh yeah, please auto guard. So he's going to guard everything now automatically. With this, you can literally do like stand heavy into a teleport, like stand heavy, teleport. Whoop, not that teleport. So you know his range is ridiculous. Bat, bat, teleport through. And then do a mix-up based on this. Watch this. Whether you push block jam session or not, makes you get that pushback there at the end. So if you push block it perfectly, you don't get pushback like that. But if you do something like this, and you wait for that push block to happen, or wait for the pushback to happen rather, you've now got a mix-up which is left, it's right, oops, it's a cross up into a buster, or alternatively, it's an empty into low. Like, you've got this 3 or 4 way mix up, which is just kind of ridiculous, honestly. Like, and if you get them with something sort of like, whoops, not like that, it's a bit dangerous to do this out of that. Yeah, do not do Sugemu out of this mix up. But if you've got Sugemu up as well, whoops. Whoops, I keep doing the wrong teleport, but if you've got this, and then do that, you can unblockable them mid-screen if they don't push block that correctly. You've got so many options and so many plus frames out of this. It's actually kind of ridiculous the amount of stuff you can do with Jam Session, but again, it's like stuff like this. Like, you're going to be applying pressure like this. And you can freestyle it pretty much, because he's very plus on all of these things. And the thing is, at a low level, if you're a beginner or an intermediate even, getting to that mid-level, lots of players just can't deal with that. They can't deal with blocking for things as a long time, because you're adding to their mental stack. They are feeling the pressure of, I am seeing so much stuff on the screen right now, and their mental stack gets higher and higher, and eventually they have to try and do something, and they'll try to X-Factor guard cancel you. And when they try that, you're so safe in a lot of situations with Zero that it's not going to work for them. They'll be doing it at a bad time when like they've just posh blocked you out by accident. You've got a buster following at them. You've got all sorts of specials coming at them. It's kind of ridiculous how good Zero is. So freestyle. Look at some of the best players. Look at Evasion and Jibrill. Look at old Cloud footage, Cloud 805. There's footage out there for this team, right? Look at Dilnian. Dilnian won Level Up Expo recently and then came, I think, second or third. It came really well at Combo Breaker, or was it CEO? Can't remember which. But very, very good. But that's Zero wrapped up, right? Let's have a look at Dante. Dante, thankfully, will not take as long to handle. He does have 1,000,000 specials, so while I did go through Zero specials, all of them, I will not go through all of Dante's specials. He's got too many. I'll look at some essential ones for you. He has Sword Normals. Now, the range is actually roughly similar, maybe slightly less than Zero's Sword Normals. which is a nice thing with this team. All of the characters have sword normals, but they are still good range on these normals, right? Stand light is a very, very big button. It's so long. Oh, the one thing I didn't go through with Zero, sorry, forgive me. Let me just go through it quickly, is his level 3, which is a huge fireball, right? If they call an assist onto screen, and you do this in response, like, they are not happy. Like, look at the assist right now. 60% on Hagar. Hagar has high health, but if you try it, and you can actually X-Factor after it gets released, and you can do more damage with it on top of it. If you're left with Zero with X-Factor 2 or X-Factor 3, X-Factor 2 or X-Factor 3, you can do a lot of damage that way. So with this, we go back to Dante here. So Dante, sword normals, which then link into his follow-up normals. So he's got light, medium, heavy, and then forward heavy, which all combo in sequence, or light, crouch, medium. Crouch medium's quite good. You see, like, stand medium there whiffs. Crouch medium doesn't, though. Crouch medium's like a half screen low. Really good button, especially if you go straight into Stinger from there, because stand heavy whiffs there, but Stinger doesn't. Stinger is a special normal. We'll get to that in a minute, but Stinger, if you look at it, forward heavy. If you played any sort of like Devil May Cry game, dash Stinger is full screen, right? Like, Stinger's a big move. Thing is, I can cancel all my other moves, like stand heavy, I can cancel them into specials, like this. Not that you want to with some of them, but Stinger can't be cancelled into specials, can't be cancelled into supers. At least not normally, anyway. The only thing that it can be cancelled into is this. So if I take my hands off, like, the jump buttons here, light and S, or medium and S, or heavy and S, he does this move called bold move, and you might have heard of bold cancelling. It's when you do forward heavy and then cancel that Stinger into bold move there. But he doesn't jump. What he does instead is, whoops, he cancels it into another move by essentially doing bold move and then instantly cancelling bold move into another move before bold move gets off the ground. You cancel in its pre-jump frames. There's multiple ways to do that, but I'll get to it in a sec. He's got crouch light, which is a low. This is, I think his stand light and his crouch light are both 8 frames, as is his quarter circle back, an L, which is his fastest special. I think it's his fastest special, but I think it's pretty much his fastest move, quarter circle back and L, right? But his crouch light is that fast and can chain into itself. So 1, 2, 3. It's actually quite hard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you get 6, right? I can never cancel it properly. There you go. There you go. So crouch light good for in like a stare down situation. It's your only low light button. It's more of a mix-up tool. So you go like air dash high with a heavy and then crouch light. And then maybe go hit them high again for slight mix-up, or air dash with a light, and then hit them crouch low, like that. Like, it's his quickest low, basically. So crouch light, crouch medium, both really good buttons, and then combo into each other, into Stinger, and then we can bold cancel that into other moves on top of it, right? Crouch medium, though, very good button. If you want to dash up into that, into the Stinger, very good, very good. Crouch heavy. We don't talk about crouch heavy, normally, anyway. You can do that. It will scale the hell out of your combos. Dante, the one thing you need to understand about him, like I was talking about Zero, his lightning loop will do 600k. Great. Fantastic. Love it. Dante's combos, his super does like 200,000 damage, 220, 218 or something like that. And his combos, if you do something like that, like look at the damage here. 250, 270... 280, like, it's kind of pitiful. So then you're going to do a 220k super and get 500k damage out of it. Not good, not good. So you don't want to do that. Or if you press like stand heavy into Stinger and then mash forward heavy, like, you can do that in place of learning to do the bold cancel. But your combo now, like if we do a little confirm, light, medium, heavy, Stinger. Oh, light, medium, heavy, Stinger. I'll get there in a second. What am I doing wrong here? Am I just not doing the DP? Yes, there we go. So if I do this combo, just leave it there. 476k. What's the earliest I can cancel that? Oh, come on. Like, if you look at the difference in scaling, I'm not even sure I can get this to work. Oh, it worked. Basically, more than 100k damage difference, right? It was going to be about 465, maybe. 110k damage difference, and I lost 100k, which means that instead of being able to kill Nova, I can only kill Akuma, or instead of being able to kill Doom, I can only just kill... Who's 900k? Arthur? Is Arthur? I feel like Arthur's 950. Arthur's a fat health boy for how small he is. It's all that armor. So you're going to lose the ability to kill characters if you are using this by mashing your forward heavy, your stinger. However, if you're new to the game and you just want to have Dante on the screen, light, medium, heavy, into some of that, like, you can do some combos with this. Maybe not mid-screen, not as good, but like, you can do some stuff, right? It allows you to play. So, very quickly, I want you to get out of the habit of that and then learn instead to do that. Now, what I'm doing here is, and I can do this a couple of ways, I'm doing forward heavy and then I'm plinking from S into M whilst doing a DP, because DP is that right there. So I'm going to do that. Oh, forward heavy, and then do a DP input, which is forward, down, and then down heavy. Sorry, down forwards. So, like that. That's the input. And then S into medium. And when you do that out of Stinger, you get... Behave yourself. You get that. I find it's often easier to cancel out of Stinger when you've done a full magic series into it, because you get more time to buffer the cancel. Like, if I just do like stand heavy like that, makes it a bit easier for us. And that's the sequence you want to do, because this move here is his nice little combo starter route. Off a knockdown like that, you can cancel an OTG with it. So, those are his normals on the ground. His jump normals are very good. So light is a very upward facing one, but it's kind of deceptively bad in a way. It does whiff on pretty much everything, especially anything low. It's basically use it if you're doing an infinite. That's what it's for. It's you use it when you do his TAC infinite. So that whiffs, which means you can do empty low with it, whereas they might be expecting a medium, which would cross them up. Like your best cross-up button, a jump medium. And also, you want to dash with 2 buttons, because you can use these like this and cancel them, but his dashes are so good. I say so good for him. It's relative. You can do that, or you can cross up with jump heavy, but on certain small characters and at certain distances, you will not hit that jump heavy. Like, it will whiff, like that. Whereas jump medium, jump medium should still hit, right? Can I please hit a jump medium? As long as you dash in low enough, you will hit with the jump medium. So, medium's your cross-up button. Jump heavy's really good, because if they're doing any sort of jumping, you're going to be able to air dash and meet them air to air, or get them out of a throw like that, and then continue with the combo once you're a good Dante, which I'm not. I'm not a good Dante. So that's the standard, right? You're going to air dash, jump heavy, and then air to air. If you're trying to anti-air people, medium is a really good anti-air button. And then you've got to figure out a way to have a slightly shorter combo because you hit them airborne to begin with. So, you've got options with Dante. He does have a lot of normals, which are really good. The ones that I will cover next are his S's. Now, his S's, his launcher is really appealing because it's so big. But you got to remember, it will whiff. You don't want that, because you are just sat there, right? You are just sat there doing nothing. It's also really unsafe on block. It's just a bad normal unless you're already in a combo and you know what you're doing with it. His jump S is the complete opposite story. You don't really want to ever use stand S, but his jump S is a beautiful normal, because look at this. I've got time to dash away, come back in, and then still OTG after hitting it, right? The next best thing about it is that it is a full... Like, it takes you all the way down. You can also cancel it, weirdly enough. You can cancel it into a dash if you've got the right timing. Or a bowl cancel, which is used for his infinite starter. So you can do like kind of like scummy stuff I've seen people do, like, well, they'll do a bit of that and then cancel it into dash for like ridiculous frames. But you've got to be learning Dante with some real enthusiasm to start learning that stuff. So that's really big, that it takes him from top to bottom. It allows him air movement, and he already has a double jump. He's got moves to stall him in the air, and like that's why it's another great tool, because it's cancelable. So I can do this move. I can do quarter circle forward light out of it, which also knocks down. So I can do this into another knockdown move, and then OTG off the ground and convert into a combo, right? So quarter circle forward light is really good, so you can cancel out of that. It's also got some invincibility, that move. Ask me why. I don't know. I've only just noticed. Does that actually move him? That moves him back. I didn't know this. So you can do that and then get a full combo out of it for big damage. For big damage for Dante standards, right? But you can also do quarter circle forward M out of it. Quarter circle forward M is a really nice move, because look at the arc that it has. I say arc, it's just at a really shallow angle, and as a result you can just jump and do that, and then do a bit of this, move around, stall yourself in the air up there, and if you want to, this move here can be charged. So you can charge it, teleport over, and then get a convert off it. It also gets more durable when you do it like that. You can also do like a medium version, so it has like different levels of charge. You have like no charge, a medium level of charge, and then the full charge version. Oh wow. The medium charge version also staggers. The medium version staggers, everybody. I didn't know that, I just thought it was the heavy version. Now the heavy version just releases after a certain moment, but the medium one you can release after just a second and then get a convert off that, right? So you've got his normals here. You can stall in the air with these. Jump S is just so integral to his options, because you can mix that up so much. So you can do jump S into airplay, into like heavy, so you can threaten a knockdown, do a projectile, and then out of that, do an air dash. So if they're like coming at you in the air, you can hit them with that and then get them. So if they're like jumping at you, if we just you can then do that, something like that, which I suppose I should cover as well. His S, the one on the ground, I should add, his S allows you to do S into this. If you press heavy after it, he will shoot after that, and then press S again after that, and he will do another, if you look at this, another move where he spins his sword, proc shredder it's called, and then you can jump up and knock them down close to you with quarter circle forward light. Or you can do jump S to knock them further away from you. So if you did air dash under them like that, and then get some corner carry on with that. And this is good for situations where you've already got like some sort of like scaling going on. I say scaling, actually it's good for like B&Bs mid-screen, which will look something like this. So you got combos here like that, which are going to be, I'll show you in a second, but you use that S into heavy, let them fall a little bit, and then another S. And if you are super advanced, you can also do his shot loops using that, which I can't do. I'm not even going to pretend like I can do it. I'm not that sick. So you do launch, H, launch. I can't even do one, but apparently you can do like... I can almost do shot loops. Get in. You can do some advanced stuff with Dante. I'm not going to cover that here. This is more beginner, and for you, I really want you to use 99% of the time jump S airplay, jump S airplay, and then a dash forward or back. Like move around using his. Get used to this, because this is really good. Like dashing around like this. And then use his S into this as well. So you can do like this, into this. Like you can do lots out of that, right? Just make sure you're using all of his tools to the full extent. Can you actually do a third? Oh no, you can't, because it'll be, yeah, he's not got enough specials that he can recover from in the air. So he's basically limited to like S, airplay, S, hammer. And oftentimes players will try and stop you from doing that and just get clapped. Now, if you do get something like that, that's a big combo starter. Either that or that, big combo starter. You get big damage off this because you're doing lots of very, very quick, big damage hits, which allows you to get a full B&B into your super, right? He's got a few supers, which I'll get to next, but in the specials department, in the air plays great, and this is great here as well. I'm going to skip ahead slightly to one of his supers, which is Devil Trigger. Fans of Dante may already understand what this is, which unlocks 2 new moves for him. 3 new moves, sorry. He can fly, and now he can just start shooting these off again and again and again until he runs out of flight. He can also do this Thunderbolt, which is a horizontal lightning at a slightly, so if you look at the angle for that, a slightly steeper angle. But this is a great move because in X Factor, you cannot push block this move regardless, but once it's in X Factor, you're doing serious chip with it. So they'll try and block you, but they can't do anything about it. It's a true block string, and you will be able to do significant chip whilst in X Factor. Or combo them. Like, for example, in fact, I'll show the combo later. You also get access to, so that's quarter circle forward S, flight is quarter circle back S, but you also get DP forward S. So that allows you to do this move, which is Air Raid, which is invincible from about frame 10 or something like that, which allows you to combo in a variety of ways. Like, if you do it low enough off the ground, you can do... I can't do it. You can combo off it in a variety of ways, right? Really good move. Watch for how top players use that move, right? Those are essential moves in the air. Airplay, Hammer, Flight, Thunderbolt, and... Psycho Crusher. I can't remember the name of the move. I've just said it 20 seconds ago. Sparty memory's elite, I tell you. On the ground, specials that you may want to use. Quarter circle forward S is this move here. Drive. I've just remembered the name of it. If I forget these names, don't. Like, you can do these. Cancel it into Devil Trigger. You know, you can get them coming pretty quick. Once you're in X Factor, you can get them coming out pretty quick. Can't remember the durability on it, but it's half decent. It's a nice one. You know, if you're doing like this and you do that, you've then got a little mix-up situation if they're knocked down. I wouldn't do it raw. But you've got options, right? So that's nice. I'd do that. Quarter circle forward, heavy. These are hysterics, I think. Missiles come out and give you time. So if like, you know, like a character like Hagar is in on the screen, like Hagar struggles versus this. Hagar wants to get in, but Hagar's just going to struggle getting in. Wait, let me just teleport and get back in again. Like, Hagar's going to struggle getting in versus, like, literally just that. And movement away, airplay, another one of these. Very, very nice for characters who are bad, right? Good characters can pretty much always just hit you, and if you get hit, the missiles will disappear. So you're going to struggle against better characters, okay? Which is why you got to mix it up with your air movement and hopefully catch them, because it is, again, a slow-moving projectile, gives you time to act while it's going in. Like that, right? Really nice for situations, okay? If they're up in the air, you can do quarter circle, sorry, DP in H, which is Jam Session, which is his assist, which you can then cancel into Devil Trigger and convert off into a full combo. I say full combo, a scaled combo, but it is a combo nonetheless. You probably want to use X Factor to convert that into big damage, unless you can DHC through to 0 and get into a lightning loop. Like, you can convert with 0. So, DP heavy, really nice. Quarter circle forward heavy, really nice. Quarter circle forward S, really nice. Quarter circle forward heavy, really nice. Because you get to do a Scorpion move. So they're at full screen, they're pressuring you, you try and bait them or something like this. They wake up into that and you get a full combo off it. Or alternatively, it's actually a forced reset on the ground. They always reset like that on the ground. So you can do a mix-up off that. Whatever your mix-up might be. I am not a Dante player, so you can do empty low, you can call your assist, you can do all sorts. I don't know how to play Dante, so I'm not going to pretend like I know all the mix-ups off that, but you've got situations off that. Just use it very sparingly and on a read. The further away you are, the better you are off there, because it's so slow, you're going to be unsafe, right? I would also use Let me think. In neutral, quarter circle back and L. I mentioned before, this is one of his fastest moves, 8 frames, just like his, I think his stand light is maybe 9 or 10 frames. But crouch light is his fastest 8 frame normal, and this is 8 frames as well. It's just nice to just throw out there because it's safe if you press heavy and cancel it into fireworks like that. So it's reverb shock into fireworks, which gives you time to confirm, and like you can go level 3, which you can then convert off with, if we show you this, down forward heavy. Oops, not like that. So you convert it with things like that. Now you can do that on whiff. You can do that on whiff. You can cancel on whiff. There you go. It's a little bit tricky, but you can cancel that on whiff and get a full screen. Like hit confirm like this. Doesn't always work on smaller characters, which then lets you get a combo and you can continue with X Factor, right? So that's a really nice move. Like if you're just trying to put them into block stun, maybe you just want to get Zero in. Dante's been in for a minute and Zero's now got more health, or maybe you just want to get Virgil in. Zero's dead and it's time to play Virgil and do some dark Virgil stuff. And you just want to get them into block stun. You can literally just hit some of that. You might hit them, you might combo them, but whatever the case, it's nice if you're like, you realize that your combo's not hitting them. You can be safe on hit. It's actually plus on block. Now, plus on block is interesting for Dante because if you're plus on block, like anywhere here, really good. If you're plus on block point blank, even though you're plus on block, it's still 8 frames for his fastest move, which means you're in a bit of a precarious situation, right? So because of that, you're going to want to use it sparingly and then potentially think about your next move after you've done that. You might want to cancel into Devil Trigger and then from there, continue the combo. Now, it's not a special move, but you can do crouch... Sorry, do crouch medium into Stinger. Oh, don't do that. Quarter circle back heavy. Into that, and then go into Devil Trigger for a confirm. And then get a full combo off that. So you can cancel into Devil Trigger as if it is like, you know, a lot of characters would do a fireball and then cancel into the super or something like that. You can cancel Stinger into this and get big frame advantage. So on block, I'm actually not sure of the frames on block. Let me just test this. It's not quite the most scientific thing because Doom is not Dante and I can't see the exact same jump, but let's try it. Nope, not like that. Oh, I push blocked. See, I jumped first though, which means I was released from push block there. Released from block much quicker than he was. I say released from block. I recovered much quicker than he did. Now watch how quick I jump. I jumped so quickly before he did. So that on hit allows you so much time to like get in and continue a block string. So I am so plus right now. Dash, crouch, crouch medium into Stinger is really good. Now for my combos here, if I get a combo with this guy, I need to use the DP medium, that one there. Because that one is jump cancelable and allows me to do things like this and get a combo going that way. So typically my combos will be light medium Stinger or light medium heavy Stinger into the bold cancel into the DP. After that, you can do something like that. So you can always do, say always, character dependent, some form of jump heavy airplay, fallen heavy, stand heavy S. That's a nice way to do it. But some characters get pushed further away, so you might find yourself having a bit more success with just S straight away there. So with this, your mid-screen combo typically is, unless you're going for like advanced stuff like shot loops, just you looking to get through, have I used my ground bounce and have I used my wall bounce? Ground bounce is usually the first thing to go off a confirm because you might do something like this. That doesn't work. But you might get an air hit like this, OTG them, and then use your ground bounce, and then have to do a wall bounce like that into a teleport. Oh, neutral specials. Sorry, going back to that for a second. I forgot about this. Teleport. So down, down, S is his teleport, and it allows him to mix up people. It always teleports to this position here. And it's a wise option to dash out of that. Perhaps even Plink dash out of it to make sure you get a throw option select out of it. But it's also a mix-up tool, which allows you to get really in there for a mix-up and then get a little combo going. So using his different bounces, it really depends on screen positioning. Oops. If I'm full screen, I'm going to use the ground bounce first. Oh, and then the wall bounce. And it's a little bit hard to use the combo with the wall bounce. So if it's a little bit soon for you to be learning how to do that, then you can add that in later. It is enough, really, to just learn how to do the combo into the ground bounce. Because, like, if I get a hit like this, and I do this... in fact, actually, I can probably actually add a nice little extension there. Like that. Come on. Like, that's 480k off a big normal that you're going to be using quite often into a super. Like, if you follow that, you're doing 675. That's damage off that. If I add the wall bounce into that, in fact, am I going to do less damage now? Thinking about it. Damn it. Oop, I can't even do it now, I want to. No, not like that. I don't think I'm going to do as much damage. I actually can't do as much damage. Just a little test in here. I should have the answers for you before I start the video, shouldn't I? But looking at it... It is a bit more damage using the wall bounce, okay? Yeah, fair enough. Like, a little bit more damage, but you're getting so much mileage out of just something as simple as medium heavy dive kick, which is quarter circle forward light, and then dash back. In fact, did I even dash back? Probably stand heavy, can't you? Don't cancel it too early. Like, that's good damage. For the amount of effort I'm putting in, that's really good damage, right? One thing that you will see some Dante players doing is S or the hammer into this, into down forward heavy ×2, which is that one, which does pick them up off the ground, and then combos into that. But like, look at the damage on this combo. I saved the ground bounce there, and my damage is so much lower. Like, I'm doing way less damage now. So if you ever see a Dante player doing this, into some of this, into some of this, just give them a slap. Because they're just wasting their own damage. Like, that's just not good damage, right? So you want to be learning how to use your ground bounce, eventually how to use your wall bounce, and then how to DHC into Virgil and how to DHC into Zero. So to demonstrate that a little bit, let me do a little corner combo here. Let me do a little corner combo here. You can freestyle in the corner a bit. Whatever's comfy for you. I like this. Quarter circle forward heavy. DP and then MM before it hits. Because if you remember, that one is DPM, but this one is DPMM. And you can cancel them, either hit the OTG, then do the second bit, or you can do it before the second bit even comes out. So there's no OTG property on that one. And if you do launch, airplay, and then this one, you can then get another ground bounce out of it. So if you notice here, I use the ground bounce here, but this move, that move there, resets the ground bounce. And if they do that knockdown there, that tech out, they will be reset, and the ground bounce will reset at the same time, because it actually is meant to hit something like this. How do I actually get it to hit right? Oh, what's it look like? I can't get it to do it where you can see the How do I get it to do the thing? Oh, I think if you do... Nearly. I can't do it. But anyway, it will do a ground bounce. Oh, I can show you that. I'll show you the difference actually in the same combo. So if we do the combo again, like this, you can do something to this effect. Hit them with that. Wall bounce them there. This time, please. And then that's the ground bounce effect that happens, right? So if I'm going to DHC into 0, in which case I'm going to do a B&B, which uses up everything I can with Dante. Without getting like stupid difficult, I'm going to try to do a combo which uses all my bounce up and builds as much meter as I can for it. So I'll do something like that and keep it simple and just go straight into my super here. And before he does his last hit, I'm going to go into 0 and just do a lightning loop off that, right? If I've got Virgil on the other hand, Virgil's combos want to use wall bounce like that, and he also wants to use ground bounce like that. And that does good damage even at high scaling and lets you build a lot more meter. So I don't want to use all my bounces up with Dante. I want to save them. So I'm going to try and save them in crafty ways. And it involves that move again, the quarter circle forward heavy. Because it allows me to reset the ground bounce and use it again for Virgil. Oh, there is just one thing, which I'll show you later. There's another special I'm going to show you in a little bit at the end of this segment for Dante. Okay, so with this, we'll do our B&B here. You can be more efficient with that, but I'm just going to do that, right? And then Virgil's next. I'm going to DHC into him like this. Fireball, Helmbreaker, round trip, another fireball, DPM. And voila, hey presto, loads of damage. That might miss. That can miss if you DHC a little bit on the later side. You don't want to, right? Burr damage. All I did was spend... Well, I spent 4 bars, didn't I? But I spent 2 bars and did a lot of damage with it because Virgil uses the bounces very well. So you want to save those for Virgil. Now, what I did was reset the ground bounce like this, use the ground bounce again, and I launched whilst pressing Virgil and just press heavy once like that, super jumped up and did quarter circle forward heavy. Some people are very good at doing this and then calling him for more meter, more damage, but I don't like it. I find that too hard, even though I'm proper sick at this game. I prefer literally just a bit of that and then go up and do that, and then you can just do quarter circle back like that, quarter circle back L. Whatever's quickest and easiest for you, get it done, right? And then you DHC through into his swords, which is DP. That's DP and M and H or whatever special inputs you want, whatever button inputs. And then you're going to do quarter circle forward light, Helmbreaker. You'll be charging round trip like you do charge buster for for 0. Release your round trip, do 1 more of those fireballs, and then do this move here, which is DP and M. I'll get into that slightly later. For now, what I want to show you is if your Dante is X Factor level 3, he's the last character left on your team, which isn't uncommon because people will want to kill your 0 and then your Virgil, typically in that order. But if your Virgil's very good and your 0's not quite as good as that, they'll probably want to kill your Virgil first. You might end up with Dante there quite a lot left on his own at the end, right? So, provided that you have X Factor 3 with Dante, you can do a lot of damage very quickly and run through a team. So I've turned health recovery off on this team, and I'm going to get some sort of hit like this. And I'm just going to super. I'm going to super early. I've just used the bounce up, and I wish I hadn't. Now I'm going to have to spend super here. Not the most efficient thing. I should have done a better combo. But I've just killed 2 characters in no time at all. And I'm I'm going to pressure the next character straight after that. But the point is with Dante, you are not really too far away. So if you even do something like one of those full screen, one of those, come on, like that situation I mentioned before. Why can't I hit it? Am I just that bad? There it is. Like, you get him with somewhat skank with Dante, you hit them with this. And then you do something like this. Oh no, I missed it. Right there, I would have done more lightnings. Port sucker forward LL, and then either stay on the same side, cross them up, do a teleport, whatever it is, and then you're ready to go hitting the next character again with more of this. And I've run out of X Factor. But now I've run out of X Factor and I'm ready to fight neutral against, hopefully, Hagar, or someone really bad like that, because I'm going to be able to keep Hagar at bay with all of the tools that Dante has at his disposal. So you are never really too far out with Dante, because while he doesn't have the best damage, if you manage his resources correctly, and you do something like this, like Doom's about to die here. Oops, like that. Imagine I did this. He's got a lot of health, so I'm going to level 3 and kill, like this. Because my last character is likely to have a lot of bar, because my other two characters have just died, right? I get over to him, and I do a teleport mix-up, and I get the hit. And I can do some stuff like this, and he dies. Hagar comes in. And there you go. Perfecto. Bellissimo. Dante can still take care of business. Even though he's not got 0 damage, even though he's not Virgil, he can still take care of business. Which takes me through to, and I appreciate the length of this now, takes me through to Virgil. His normals, first of all, are wonderful. Like, kind of like 0. Like, he's just slapping people. Like, he's just slapping. He's not even got his sword out. He's just slapping people at stupid range. So, lights have fantastic range. Mediums, fantastic range. Like, really good buttons. You need to be a little bit closer for the medium to hit second. You can whiff that. But that's where stand medium comes in. You can't have everything. It's a low hitting normal, the crouch low and crouch light and crouch medium, as is his crouch heavy. You know, if you were going to hit that into crouch heavy, that will work at all ranges. And then he also has his stinger as well. So just like Dante does, like that's the range on that thing. Literally dash, stinger, and you're there. Like, he can do the same thing as Dante as well. Literally, just like boom, boom. And then get in there and pressure, right? So he's got the same sort of normals, but I would argue that they're better than Dante's because his stand light anti-airs properly. He has the same helm breaker in the air, except his doesn't require S. His requires down, forward, and heavy. Or is it just down and heavy? Yeah, down and heavy. Sorry, you can do down, back heavy, and down, forward, heavy. You want to do down, forward, heavy, or down, back, heavy at all times, so that you can throw them with that same input. So that was a helm breaker there. That was that move, which is stupid broken. Absolutely stupid broken. You have crouch normals, which all hit low. You have the stinger hits grounded opponents perfectly fine, but on an airborne opponent will wall bounce them every time. Well, not every time. It doesn't work after the first one. Crouch heavy always works and will always knock them all the way to the ground, regardless of how long the combo's been going on for. You got some really good buttons there. Stand heavy is a fantastic neutral tool. Stand heavy into swords. Stand heavy into stinger into swords. Like, absolutely fantastic buttons, right? His air buttons, jump light. Nice little hitbox on that. Especially like middle spacing, like air to air, quick like jump one of them. You can actually, on standing characters, if they stand up, can I just have you standing for me, please? You can hit them and then do Helmbreaker. Now in X Factor, that's a combo. And then you combo off that. Like, kind of broke, right? Stupid. But also, if you have swords up and they're blocking and they can't push block you out. So if they're blocking like that, you can hit them high and it will combo because of the swords. Like, really, really, like, stupid stuff when you notice that they're blocking high, which they often will be, because you'll often do, like, that into that. Let me just sort of, like, demonstrate it. Actually, will work if I do. So they block that, they're now blocking, there's an assist coming, you hit them high. Oh, need to cancel that. It wasn't going to work. I was too close. So you've got stupid stuff like that. His jump medium, the frustrating part about it. In fact, if I just record you to do a plasma beam. Let's see if I can actually time this. Nope. Can I do it? I can cancel the plasma beam with this button. It negates projectiles. Can't do it on the way up, can I? So it negates projectiles, it negates them in the air, it negates them on the ground, but so does his jump heavy, which I think is going to be a bit easier to do it with. So I'm trying to get in. I'm trying to get in on a character, and I time it right. And I can just go in and punish. Stupidly good. Buttons that cancel projectiles, really good. Also stupid range on it. It's like if I'm advancing here and I jump over something, I can hit them at such a range and then dash up and then hit the combo. Like, really good stuff. Really stupid button. Even sort of like, just if I'm lazy, just do Stinger out of it. It's a bit lazy. You probably wouldn't. His S, like, S is kind of ridiculous. Look at the height on this thing. Look at how high it hits. Virgil's not even on the screen. You just see the tip of his sword. He also moves forwards when he does it, so you can end up crossing people up really well with it, because he's kind of broke like that. So heavy, stand heavy has ridiculous range horizontally. Stand S has ridiculous range vertically, but they're both pretty good horizontal range-wise. You can do stand heavy into that, into S, and then convert into combo. There's loads you can do, but remember here with Virgil, as you're learning him, that you're going to be doing the same thing with Virgil as you do with Zero. So you're going to be doing like light, medium, heavy, DPL, getting up there, and you want your round trip charged here in the combo. I'll get into the combo in a minute, but round trip is going to be charged, so you need to be thinking about how do I move Virgil about whilst also keeping that round trip charged. And one thing you can do, you might have noticed I Plink dash around, and Plink dashing, got a whole tutorial for it. I will link it in the description below. Plink dashing's great and all, but Virgil doesn't have to do it when he's going forward. So I can hold L down, like you see me doing just there, and I can hold forwards and just now press medium and heavy together, and Virgil will just run forwards. I can't do it if I'm just pressing heavy and medium. I have to hold forwards. There's some sort of broken coding going on with Virgil where his Stinger is allowing M and heavy to cancel into itself to get a dash. But also if you hold forwards and press M and heavy, you can now dash and get the throw option select as well, which is what happens when you Plink dash normally. Like that. So you're getting really beneficial movement. So you can move really easy. If you put swords on and you got round trip charge, get in there. So you can do combos, you can do movement whilst holding round trip. If you can do that, you are golden. And the reason I say that is because this special is also broken its own way. You can keep chucking these out at your opponent, provided that you learn what we call the round trip glitch. So you notice there, Virgil's hand, when you charge round trip, turns blue when you have it, and then when you throw it, it turns back to normal again. And you have to press a button down, hold it, and then it'll turn blue again. The fastest I can throw these in succession is like that. Quite slow. So round trip glitch is an advanced technique, which isn't that advanced actually. You just press a button, release round trip while the button is hitting, and then repress the button down again. So if you watch my finger there, like you can do it over and over again just by releasing the button as your button hits. You want to release your round trip and then repress it down the moment that you've released it, essentially, within the same amount of hit stop. And that's really good for block strings, which we'll get to slightly later. But if you're making them block, can I just make you block? If I turn block off altogether, no, auto guard. I'll just put auto guard on. There we go. So it's really good if I've got I can do block strings, which are relatively safe, do a lot of chip damage, build me a lot of meter, and just add to the amount of pressure that your opponent feels. Really good to learn as an advanced thing slightly later, but that's why we need to have round trip, because it allows us to extend our block strings well beyond where they would normally be, where we'd have to wait a lot longer to get that round trip back again there. So, mentioning that now, but we can come back to it in a little bit of time. The next thing is his specials. So I mentioned his air normals. This one is fantastic because you can throw people with it. If they go up and you do that, you're going to throw them. But it's also safe on block, especially if they push block you out. But it's safe on block. You can literally just throw it out. But it's also extra safe on block if you cancel into super. Either that one is swords or quarter circle back to do devil trigger. You can also make it safe by pressing S, which is kind of stupid. So if I press S here, sorry, S, I can still convert into the OTG move, which is that one, down forward heavy, after having tried to make my button safe with S. Now the reason I'm saying S is good is because if you look at this, S cancels into heavy, which then I can cancel into a special. Because you can't cancel your S's, but you can cancel your heavies. So you can keep it really safe by doing a helm breaker. Whoops, a helm breaker into that. So if I just make him block a sec, you can cancel that second bit, that S, into the heavy, into swords or into a special to keep him safe. And the reason why that's extra good is because if you do that and then do get it on the ground, you still got enough time to convert the hit into his OTG, which is the most ridiculous part of all. So that's nice, but use it sparingly. You might want to cancel this into his specials. You can cancel it into another teleport. Again, be really abusive. He's got options, but the main thing is that it's just safe in general, unless they chicken guard it, which you might do something like this. Does that recording work? So that releases them from block stun. If they jump and block it, they get released from block stun when they land, and that means that they can punish you with a throw or with a button often. The reason why I would learn to use the S is because if you use the S, it cancels it straight into that, and sometimes if they try and use a button to punish, you will catch them out of the button altogether because it's so quick. Often, they will still have enough time to throw, but if you're doing it at this distance, they can't throw you at that distance. You're too far away to be thrown, and you will hit their button that they get instead of throw, which will be a heavy, which is slow. So you can play about with that, but the point is that it's super good. This move is ridiculous, and once you get Devil Trigger up, he also gets an air dash and a double jump, which means you can do such ridiculous movement like that, and then continue off the combo off it. Now, specials for Virgil. He can be point blank and do a fireball. That's fireball L, 236L. He can be a mid-screen and do the medium version. He can be full screen and do the heavy version. The thing which really stands out to this is the light is close to you and very protective. The medium stops them advancing right in front of that one. There's a big gap between the medium and the heavy one. In fact, no, there's not. It's actually, do you know, I've always thought the heavy one comes out a bit further away. There's just even spacing, apparently. But that heavy one's really good because if they push block you out, like that, you can catch them like that. Whoops, not like that. Whoops. Or cancel into swords. It might not push you out, but if you read that they're push blocking you out all the time, you can gain additional frames by doing that. They'll be trying to come in at you. After they've push blocked you away, they're going to try and move in towards you. So you can do a mixture of this. Like, there's no risk. If you do that, no risk. But if you notice they're always push blocking you out, the heavy version's going to be really powerful for you to maintain spacing, to get some extra damage, get some extra chip, and to build meter for Virgil. Because the whole thing with Virgil is he's super safe while you have meter. Once you're out of meter, he's really at risk of whiffing things, because the point with Virgil is I cannot cancel into specials on whiff. But thankfully, his normals have stupid range. So you can cancel on hit, just not on whiff, or rather when you make contact with the opponent. So those are really good, and the reason they're so good, if I do, let me just input this. Right, let me just try that. That might work, that might not work. Let's see how it goes. You see that? Because this move, I'm point blank, I've just moved back. I moved away from Doom there. So if I like cancel that into that, look at how far I am away from Doom. Now Doom's buttons just don't reach from here. He can't hit me. Most characters can't hit me. Like Nova can hit me, but Nova's going to have to take a big risk. You're not Nova. Nova's going to have to take a big risk by doing his crouch medium slide, which is great range. Some characters have buttons that have great range, like Virgil, but a lot of characters don't, so this is a really safe string. So if you're doing a string like crouch medium stand heavy, like that, and then do that, and then next time you come in, you do a bit of that, and then they block it maybe, you do another one, you are setting yourself up for making it so that they cannot X-Factor guard cancel you. And if they try, there's a chance they'll waste their X-Factor and get comboed anyway. Or get put into block stun, and then die from chip or a mix-up or something, some mixture of those. So Virgil's really strong for that reason. Other things that he does that are really good, if you are using round trip at point blank, it does a similar sort of thing and it steps back. Do you notice how far he steps back there? Now that's not as good, and if you do push block that, so say, like you try that, can I actually do that? Can I do that and then... I'm trying to like release the recording, or release the button and then record at the same time. That's just going to kill it, isn't it? Try it again. Can I do this? Can I demonstrate it? Where's me recording? I missed the jab there, but there's time to punish you in between releasing that. But if they start push blocking you, you can have such range that a round trip is now a mix-up opportunity, because it goes out, it comes back, and then you can make it so that it whiffs on them. So if they block it, it's a mix-up situation every time, and then leads into you calling your assist, which gets me onto his next special. He has a DPL, which allows you to teleport out. So you can do DPL, and on the second hit, cancel it down and continue the combo. So you do light, medium, heavy, DPL, teleport, and then super jump up to continue the combo. Like that. Takes a bit of practice. You can essentially just learn how to do it by just figuring out the timing for the teleport, figuring out the timing for the super jump. You'll get there. He has his DP medium, which is a combo tool. Definitely not a neutral tool. Just do never use it. It's a combo tool. I'll show you how to use shortly. And then he has his DP heavy, which goes behind them and crosses them up for a combo, which allows you to convert. Really nice, really good tool, especially once you are in Devil Trigger, because you can just combo off it for free. You're actually plus on block. It's kind of ridiculous, right? You've all seen this. But this is what we're working towards. That move is so fast in X Factor, it's nigh on impossible to react to it, right? The startup is too quick. We've got this cross-up move that you want to mix in. Lots of good Virgil players will do that out of a jab. They'll do it out of, say, a raw situation. The ones that will fail to hit this are the ones who try do this. If you try to do a full string, light, medium, heavy stinger, into rapid slash, it becomes super easy to react to it. It is reactable, raw, but when you've got a situation like this, where the opponent's like doing dumb stuff, there's stuff happening on screen, like that is when suddenly you're expecting to block and instead you get crossed up. And it's using it sparingly. And when you do use like this into this, occasionally, it makes this that much better. Because they start to expect one or the other, and they'll expect that to lead into the cross-up, and they'll block the other way. And then you'll hit them with this instead, and then convert off that or get more pressure off it. And be able to convert them into combos. Now, those are his specials. I've actually left out one, haven't I? His teleport. So he has a heavy teleport, which goes above their head, which is really nice if they're like floating around up there, like you put on swords maybe, like that. They're floating around up there, and you can catch You know, you can get up there and catch them, make them block something. It's nice. Light one goes in front, medium one crosses up. Now, there is a slight tell on these. You'll notice if I do the light one, he does like a little light. The blue light around him is like low and horizontal. The medium one, he has vertical light on him. And same with the heavy one. You get the vertical light on that one too. Which usually those are the ones which cause him to cross up. The light version like that causes him to stay front. So there is a tell there, but very few people actually notice it, right? Now, he's got his teleports. The most key thing on this is he can steal the corner with his M teleport, which is kind of like what both Zero with his light and medium teleport can do, and Dante can do. They can all steal corner, which is not something which every character can do. Strange can't do it, Phoenix can't do it. There are characters with teleports that don't get them into the corner. That's massive, because now, even if you're in the corner, I can hit you with cross-ups into the corner, right? Which is super good. So it allows you to do things like that. If you do get them with this, you've got such big normals that you don't have to go in with like crouch light low into this. And remember, the more sparingly you use that cross up, the better. You want to be able to do strings where like you cause them to have to choose. Do I press a button? Do I push block? Like if you do a little stagger light into medium, you might catch them trying to push block. You go in, you bounce out, and then stand heavy because it's just such long range. Like literally, in, out, bit of that. Well, cancel it into something. Maybe swords if you've got the meter. Maybe judgment cut, whatever it might be. Really good options. Okay. Now the teleports are good for that, but also good for like converting off stuff. So if I'm with Dante and I get super like this, DHC into swords, and then light teleport over. Couple of helm breakers, throw him a round trip, and do the DP. Oh, it whiffed, pardon. And then crouch. I'm getting a bit of lag here. Crouch heavy stinger, release the round trip, and then a bit of jiggery pokery. We'll get into how you do that in just a sec. I have already covered Virgil quite extensively before, so let's get into his combos. If you want to see more explanations for this, I've done him already in Wolverine, Doom, Virgil's ready-made teams. There's a little bit more detail in there, but other than that, let's get into what his combos are. So, as you saw there, light, medium, heavy stinger is a combo that I like to do, but on block I much prefer light, heavy stinger, because if they are push blocking me, they all guard and do, say, advancing guard, I can still recover a combo, or still confirm that into stinger, and then maybe swords if they block, or confirm it on hit. So on hit, that still works, and I can combo off it. But if I get push blocked out of my buttons here, they can make everything whiff, and make it whiff much more commonly. So my heavy might whiff, my medium might whiff, and they can get out much more easily, especially once I'm in X Factor. Like if I get X Factor up, like I don't want to be doing big long strings, because now it's going to be more telegraphed when I want to do a cross-up, right? So I want to do short strings into specials, essentially. I'm going to crouch, give me that auto guard again. Lovely. So the combo's going to be light, medium, heavy stinger, but eventually you're probably going to do light, heavy stinger, and then DPL. So DPL is that one. Teleport down with heavy. And then super jump, medium, heavy, S. Because S, I didn't mention it before, is this one. Okay to occasionally get yourself out of trouble, but not safe on block. Like, you can get yourself punished for that, right? So, light, medium, heavy, stinger, DPL, heavy, super jump, medium, heavy, S. And then you can either do this, and then extend with Dante. This is not the best. This is like a really rubbish version of the combo. Once you've learned how to do round trip and store round trip, you can do this combo instead. Medium heavy S, crouch heavy stinger, release round trip, and do it properly. Crouch heavy stinger, wait for them to go over your head, release stinger, and then do, when you release stinger there, just give life recovery. You're going to do crouch heavy stinger just as they go over your head and start coming down. You can release the round trip, and then do crouch heavy into fireball, right? It's that simple. So if you want to practice this, you can do the ground bounce like that. And then crouch heavy one more time, into swords. And that is the full B&B up to the point where you do your super. Now for your sword loops. Hey, up, behave yourself. For the sword loops. I missed the super jump. DPM, slight step forward, and then release your sword. Release your round trip. I would practice this bit over and over again. So DP, make sure you get it. Slight tap forwards, release that, and then the same thing you did after you released it last time. Crouch heavy, fireball into crouch heavy. As you approach the corner, you can, so if we get to practicing at mid-screen, you can switch sides. So dash under, release the round trip. Hey up, behave yourself. And you can keep them mid-screen that way. If you ever feel like you're gonna lose these sword loops, you can really easily bail out on them by just doing like helm breaker, round trip, and then I am so bad at these. Wow. No wonder I don't play Virgil. You can just do like swords early. Oops, didn't actually mean to do that. You can do swords early. So, spotty, please. So, out of the judgment cut there, you can do swords. Does leave them a little bit high. I'm not going to leave it just a moment like that. But there's a little bit of finesse to this. So if you are going to do the dash under version, you have to learn to dash and let it resolve, like dash a little bit further. If you do too short of a dash and cancel straight into the sword, sorry, the round trip, you can end up not going under like I did there a moment ago. When you're facing right, there are intricacies here because Virgil's swords spin around a certain way. When you're on that side facing right, you have to be a bit quicker. I think you have to be a bit quicker. Ah. But you have more leniency facing left. Because you get more time due to the way the swords rotate. There are some intricacies in this game, but sword loops you want to learn. If you are looking at this and thinking, Spotty, your tutorial's ass, you can just look up a sword loop tutorial. There are plenty of them out there which will go more in depth and just be more focused on that. But let's be honest, we're an hour and 50 minutes into this, and it's time to get onto the stuff you're really interested in, which is the dark Virgil stuff. So if we turn light, life recovery off for the enemy, the opponent. So what we're going to learn is, I'll just do that, right? It's essentially this. Did Hagar just get beat down there? Yeah, well if that isn't emblematic of how good Virgil is, then I just don't know what is, right? Like, it's essentially this. You just do stuff until they die. And make it sound simple. It is pretty simple, it's actually kind of broke. So you can come in and do a super and get it started that way. You can come in and helm breaker and get it started that way. What you need to be thinking is return HQ. What you need to be thinking is how do I get out of the mix-up. Helm breaker is a great way to do it, and then you can build yourself some meter with that. You don't want to spend too much time building this meter. Oops, that was meant to be this. Because you want to get into Devil Trigger pretty quick to get a mix-up. Because you want to use as much time in that Devil Trigger as possible because the damage is just ridiculous. I keep messing that up, but look at that. It's all good because you do so much damage, right? So you can do it in a lot of ways. If you notice that they're throwing projectiles and not really close to you, you can do it like this. And you can do loops in the corner like this. And the thing that makes Virgil's X Factor seem like it lasts so long is because everything that he does is a normal, like this. It's very rarely specials, and as a result, it really seems like every moment in his X Factor is an eternity. Feels like you're underwater. 2 of your characters have died, and he's still got half of his X Factor left. So, what we're looking to do here is, you want to get in, and you want either 1 bar for Devil Trigger or 1 bar to get started using this super. When it hits, Helmbreaker down, and then get over to them. Get over to them as soon as possible. It's a hard knockdown move, so even if you're like full screen, you can get over to them like that. And I'll go into the combo in just a moment for what that is. But you can get over to them, and you need to get a bar for Devil Trigger. No matter what happens, your main task here is to get a bar for Devil Trigger. Well, that's actually hard. Outside of Devil Trigger, it is harder. But once you've got your bar for Devil Trigger, you go into it. You get up there, you throw a round trip, and you teleport medium or you teleport light. You got to practice some timing on this. Keep doing it too early, that's why. And then hopefully you've got enough life left there. Enough Devil Trigger and X Factor to finish off the whole lot of them. But typically you do, because they've played a whole game at this point. By the time Virgil comes out, unless they've completely clean swept you, you can come in and just either Helmbreaker, or do that super there, or just nothing. The beauty of Virgil is, he's not that great defensively on the way in. Dante has a double jump on the way in, so when you fall in with Dante, I'll just get him to snap Dante in, you can avoid mix-ups with Dante by double jumping. Double jumping means that when you fall in the corner, any opportunity to do a left-right mix-up on you is stopped, because they can't steal corner while you're double jumping unless they're able to like foot dive into the corner or teleport into the corner or rapid slash into the corner or berserker like slash into the corner with Wolverine. There are ways to steal corner, but not that many. They have to do that in order to mix you up left and right when you have a double jumper. Now that means that you can be grabbed the moment that you double jump on the way in, but it's an option, right? It's really good. Virgil doesn't have that unless he's in in Devil Trigger, but that's not really what I'm getting at here. When Virgil falls in, to left-right mix you up, they have to give you enough time to do a Helmbreaker or to do this super. Right? That means that they have to either come at you, the moment you fall in, they have to like come at you with a meaty, and therefore the mix-up's a bit more straightforward, you just know to block one direction. Or alternatively, they have to try to make it look like it's ambiguous and like you're gonna get hit meaty, but it's actually a left-right mix-up. And they have to risk you accidentally hitting them with a Helmbreaker. Because when you hit them, like if I try this, like, can I just get a trade on this, please? Well, if they trade, they get knocked down, hard knockdown off that, and you recover, and you can get over there and hit your really quick OEG. OEG? That's English of me. OTG. So you need to be threatening the fact that you're going to Helmbreaker on the way in, and when they give you a bit more respect because of that, this move is a hard knockdown move. You have so much time to convert off that. So much time, it's insane, right? So because of that, you can hit them with that. Out of when they call an assist, you can hit them out of the assist. You sure it beat Lariat. It shouldn't beat Lariat, but it beat Lariat before. But it also will cross them up. They have to block it cross up or front side. It's a mix-up for some reason. Don't ask me why it's a mix-up. And then from there, you can convert with his down forward heavy, which I didn't really get onto before, but I'll get into a little bit now. This is his down forward and heavy, and it's a really quick OTG move. And in tandem with other buttons, other things, like if you space out that there, jam session, you can convert and then make a conversion happen into sword loops, like that. Like, you can do all sorts with it. Now, the thing about this move is, it hits really high up. So you can do, like, stuff like that, like, and get a conversion off it. I would have converted there with Devil Trigger, sorry. Got to. And then get into this. Obviously, there'll be an X Factor 2 when you do this, rather than X Factor 3 if this was the case. I had an assist with me. So you've got options with Virgil on incoming that really threaten your opponent's ability to mix you up, because if they mess their mix up by a millisecond, literally like a frame difference or something, oh, it missed you, that hitbox that normally would catch you missed you now, this button comes out super fast, you trade and you recover, and then you're over there and it's like, boom, here comes my combo, thank you for playing, deal with this now for 20 seconds. Oh, I killed her, but didn't. And the sequence just carries on like that, it just loops into itself. Oh, missed it. And this is just how it goes. I like the really cheery music in the background that really goes with Virgil's dirty, dark Virgil stuff, but hey, he's really broken for that reason. Okay, the ways to mix up out of it are like this. You can do a couple of different things. Whoops. So you can go up, double jump, and then an L teleport for the front, or an M teleport for the back. Ran out of double trigger there, but you see, it still hits. Like you can teleport. You have to mess with the timing a bit, but it is possible to hit front and back, left and right. The same thing goes for the one where you do a grounded ground trip throw, where you get them like this, and then you teleport heavy. I keep messing the timing up on that for some reason. I don't know why. I'm not going to have double trigger for me here. I need more meter. Oops. So you throw that, and then depending on your timing of your heavy teleport there, that is going to mean a front side or a back side mix up. And it's literally that. You teleport over, and if you want to convert, launch, and then do a late helm breaker. Like, that's pretty much it. It's kind of crazy how effective it is and how easy it is to convert into dead. Like that. And that pretty much covers it for this. Like, your principles across all these characters are the same across the board. You've got continuous pressure with Zero or Virgil. You get huge comeback character potential with Virgil. You get to really optimize your kills with Zero. And I suppose a little bonus content I might show you here with Zero. Like, whilst everything else works together with it, this move here is a really good move. It's invincible, Lariat, and as an assist, it's really good. But Virgil just eats it for breakfast. Not Virgil. Zero eats it for breakfast. Like the point version, maybe not, but his stand heavy will totally dominate any sort of Lariat attempt as an assist pull. It's absolutely ridiculous. Little bonus there. So, I'm going to wrap this up here. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. If you do like this content, like and subscribe. Let me know. Oh, look at them carves there. Look at that. Might just turn that off. That's a little bit too gratuitous, isn't it? So if you're enjoying this, like and subscribe, comment down below what would you like to see in future, what teams would you like, is there a team I need to cover, KBR potentially, might be one, Wolverine Storm Akuma, Team J Wong. If there's any other teams that you're interested in seeing, let me know, or if there's anything that I've not covered in this guide that you'd like to add to the guide that you know about, feel free to comment that down below as well. But other than that, I've been Sparty, this is me, on my way out, see you next time, peace.